No, I mean, we're just trying to, well, in a way, we're just trying to raise public awareness, and
Checked.
we did that,
It's on.
so.
It's live mic.
All righty. Call the Public Works and Safety Committee meeting to order for 8/19/2019. It's 5 o'clock. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Statement of public notice. Oops, I guess we got to go roll call first. Huh?
Alderman Madden?
Here.
Alderman Borgman?
Here.
Alderman Hamel?
Here.
Director Krager?
Here.
Now, statement of public notice.
Meeting was posted in accordance with public record laws on August 16th.
All righty. Approval of the minutes for July 15th, 2019 meeting.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, the status of projects.
Sure. First one, Waukesha Water. Still no updates on this one. We haven't gotten their 90% plans to review yet. Bay Lane reconstruction. All right. So it is full-blown Bay Lane going nuts out there right now. The concrete work for all the driveways and for all the curb and gutters should be done by the end of this week. So that's complete. The whole road will be all concrete work done. The plan is to start asphalt binder and surface next week. The first thing that will be started will be the pass, and then they'll move to the road. The key is to have everything done before Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019. That is when school starts. We are hoping for good weather. Right now we also have contingency plans. If we just need to, we can just get the binder down, or we could just get the binder down the south, but from the south entranceway. But right now we are shooting for to get the binder and the surface down so the school can be accessed by everyone from both directions. The project will be then fully completed by October. What that means is in between time, all the grading work, some pavement markings, putting up the signs, but the main thing is just to get the road in before school. So that is the key thing right now. The weather looks really good this week, and we're praying for really good weather next week, and that is our plan of attack. So,
All righty.
Hillendale. So here it is. Next public information meeting will be Thursday, September 26th in this council room. It'll be from 4:30 to 6:30. The letters will be mailed out. It'll be publicly noticed. It'll be put on the website. We'll make sure that everyone, if there's more aldermen than needed, that there's not a quorum. But that will be the next date. It'll be a Thursday, September 26th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. And it'll be in this room. Based off of, we just had capital last week, the project is now estimated around $2.6 million. It will not be done until 2021. The design will be wrapped up in December of 2019, and then we'll just shelve it, which is put on the shelves, and then we bid it in December of 2020 for 2021. So that's usually the process. You get the best bids by doing it so that you can be the first one for that year.
Okay. There is no unfinished business, so we'll move on to the new business, which is the a crosswalk.
Yeah,
Pavement markers.
So we went out there, and I'm kind of giving you a big picture. There was a resident who approached us. I forgot her name, but she also approached Alderman Wolf. She lives in the Gulkey Drive kind of loop there. There's a North Gulkey Drive and a South Gulkey Drive. They both go up to Test Corners Drive there. What we did is I went out there, took a lot of pictures. If you kind of roll through what you have there, I have a picture looking, that one's looking east at the intersection, one looking south at the intersection, one looking west at the intersection, one looking north. It kind of gives you an idea to get you familiar with what's going on out there. If I don't provide you pictures, it's kind of like, oh, what's really happening out there? The other thing too is what the request is asking for, and the best thing to do is if you can get down to those exhibits, those aerials that I did. Yeah, keep going down. Okay. Yep. So what's being asked of us is, if you look at this intersection just to the south, this is Stony Creek, all right? So this is a Stony Creek the crosswalk that's set up there. As you can see there, they have their own crosswalk, it's painted. We do all the repaintings in August, September, we get out there. It has a separate kind of little loop. It has ADA ramps, and it has a concrete kind of area you can see where those ADA ramps are. It also has a sign that we put out right at the line, where you typically see it, where it says pedestrian, a stop sign, beware pedestrians enter in there. So I'm kind of giving you an idea of what's being asked, all right? If you go down to the next one, Wendy. This is what we have right now. There's nothing there, okay? So we have nothing there. And then if we go down to the next one, right here, what I kind of did to give you an idea of what would we have to do. It's not as simple as just painting crosswalks across. And the reason why is because, one, you have to make them ADA compliant. Two, the widths of the side roads aren't wide enough where I can't have a pedestrian blocking a piece of traffic. So why we suggested, if you would do this, the north side, is because if you do it on the south side, you wouldn't really have enough time with cars kind of going around, just to show you. However, at the same time, too, you have to do some type of asphalt path. You have to do some type of ADA ramps on both sides. You have to do some type of concrete where these truncated domes, and you see them at all the intersections, those yellow ones with the domes on there. All that would have to go in there. And this is just my quick sketch to do it. The only real concern I have is the north side where that asphalt path is, right over there, where the slope kind of falls away real quick there because there's a ditch. So we'd have to look at that a little bit more. I have not done a cost estimate. I haven't surveyed any of this area. I'm just showing you what would kind of be asked of us to do a little bit more. All right. Now, Wendy, if you could go back to some of my memo in there, right there. All right. So these are the things. Crash data. All right. Check the chief. The chief said in the last 5 years, only one reportable accident in the area of Tesconers Drive and Cornell intersection. The other thing about Gulkey Drive, it's a loop road. So approximately there was only about 17 residential homes located along Gulkey Drive. So the amount of people that are going to use this is pretty darn limited. It's not like a thoroughfare where you have like an intersection or a subdivision where there's hundreds and hundreds of people that could use it and kind of go across. You're kind of limiting where you are. So it's kind of like now you start putting justification of, hey, if you want to do something, how many people are doing it? So I've only had one resident, and as you can clearly see, there's no one here to really fight for this thing. And another example, just to let you know, is Woods Road, where there's tons of residential, and it has got a path along the north side. There's only a crosswalk at Moreland, where the roundabout is, and down by Racine. They even have trails at Quietwood that come right at the end, but there's no crosswalk across it. I thought that was interesting. But it's very much a similar, typical situation where there's just not crosswalks on that. And that, in my mind, is a lot more residential people going back and forth there. They even have trails that go to the road, but there's still no crosswalk there. Tesconers Drive, Waukesha County considers an artillery road, which means it's going to be 35. I haven't heard of any plans to reduce the speed. It's still going to be 35. Anyone on that road, they feed to that road and they head, and they drive 35, which I'm assuming also means that they're speeding. They're doing 40. I like to keep people honest, and that's what it is. If you go down even further, and why this is kind of, a year ago, actually one day off, we met with a gentleman on Cheviot Road, right across from Tudor Oaks. We talked about a crosswalk there, very similar. And if you go in there and you start looking at all my research from like MUTCD and WisDOT, there's not really one warrant of why we would do this. And it's more of like, from an engineering standpoint, I can't recommend doing this. And even they say studies, and now it's like, okay, you got a crosswalk there at Test Corner in Janesville. Then you got Gulkey Drive North, which doesn't have one. Then you have Gulkey Drive South that you want one. And the next one is Stone Creek. So within 4 intersections, you have 3 crosswalks that are kind of going across. And all these crosswalks, they're at the cost of the city. We have to maintain them. We have to paint them. We have to make sure that they're ADA compliance with everything. It's kind of a tough one here when I have one person that does it, and, Alderman Wolf asked to be here, but I don't have that resident here or any other people to be here to really like, yeah.
Number one, she has a disabled child, so that's a problem. So maybe that's why she didn't make it. The concern is, I walk Test Corner. It's not a easy place to cross. Anyway, even at Stony Creek, it's not an easy place to cross. People travel way too fast on there, and it's that turn. The design is aptly ferocious, I like to look at it. Sidewalk on the turn, and the rest of the sidewalk is off the turn. Because they do that with a curve, like I say, now, but if you're right on traffic and there's hardly a guardrail there, even at the bridge by the fire station, there's hardly a guardrail there too. I mean, a car can keep going straight and get in between the guardrail and the water, and they can keep going. It's the request is because she can't cross the street when she wants to walk with her child and her dog. She can't get across. And I know that's true. I have two dogs. I try to cross the street, and Donkey goes around and actually feeds into the school too. So I mean, there could be other people using that area to cross. I don't know. I just think that number one, the road's too fast. 35 is too fast for Test Corners, and Franklin proves that once you leave Muskego, it goes to 45 feet. And it's on a turf as well. So there's a reason why they did that. And like I said, if you guys don't want to do it, then if you guys don't want to do it, I'll give you the phone numbers that will help you guys. But why? I think it's a difficult spot to cross.
So is that the reason they wanted, it's a hard place to cross, wanted a stop sign there, solve the problem, then a crosswalk?
No,
You
the
can't-
stop sign would be ferocious there.
Yeah.
Okay, but I guess, what's the reasoning in the purpose of wanting a crosswalk there?
So you have a spot you can cross, people can see it. She can't get to the other crosswalk. She can't get to the corner either. You have to cross somewhere from there.
Traffic is really that thick there?
Yeah.
So if there's a crosswalk there, there's gonna be, cars will stop there and allow people to cross, or?
When it started, or late at night, or evening, when it's getting dark, and traffic is pretty good and it's moving very fast. And no notification that anybody wants to cross the street. Especially if you have a disabled child or a child or an elderly, that's why we have one by Stony Creek, and you have an animal with you. It is hard to get across, it really is.
It is a busy road, as I said, it's an artillery, which means it's designed to grab traffic from all these subdivisions or things and shoot it down. Now, if you go,
That compared to anywhere else, if you talk about some of the other places across the woods and stuff, it's a straight shot. You can look, you can see the roads coming out. It's not a turn. I mean, it's up to you. You probably know it more.
if you go,
Actually, more than anybody else.
sure, yeah, no, go down, if you go back down,
That's why I think
keep going, right there, okay.
it's Stony Creek, because they couldn't get across the street there.
So if you're looking south here, and you can see, I'm on the west side of the intersection there, and you can see the curve. I mean, there is a sharp curve. I'm not gonna, if you drive it from horizontal, like looking, and cars are going 40 miles an hour, I want to let you know that that curve is sharp, and it's,
35 speed limit and 40, it's probably pretty average, 42, maybe a little bit more. It's probably at the curve,
yeah, I tell you how I see it, and that's the other reason why I recommend even on the north side of the intersection, because if you put it on the south side, you would not give a vehicle enough time to see a person going through.
One of those holes in the middle, like you have a Stony Creek that forces people to.
Yep, but I want to make sure that you understand too, there's going to be a little bit more cost than just painting the,
There's a big ditch there because we decided to have the biggest ditches in the world, so it's ordered.
yeah.
But,
So, but you can see the curve there.
I know how people get out of there during, if you're a walker, you want to walk in that area, I don't know how you get out. I mean, I cross sometimes cut through there, go through St. Paul's and come up to James Hill, or I go down to the corner, and even at the corner, it's not the easiest to cross. At the corner, with the light in your favor, you know, and I'm from the city, so I'm used to crossing the traffic, and people aren't, I think, in the city, it's easier to cross an intersection than it is at Test Corners and Janesville.
I have a very similar situation with Durham Drive. Very curvy road. And the road, not only is it a curvy road, but the sidewalk or the walking path goes from one side of the road to the other. So people that are walking need to get across there. And I'll tell you what, traffic does not care what's there. They're not stopping. So what I did was I called the PD and I said, speed limit is 35, they're going 55, we need to pay more attention. And they did, and I bet you every day I see at least 3-4 times with squads going by with their lights on, pulling somebody over. And eventually that's gonna sink in. But we have 2 crossovers to get from one side of the city to the other, Test Corners and Durham Drive, and everybody just flies down them.
They said, you know, it's whatever you call it, or Washoe County calls it, it's a main road, it really is. It's getting more and more popular. I mean, I think once the construction was going on Moreland, or Durham, or whatever it was, people found that street and still using it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
They cut through even Sherwood or whatever, and come out from subdivision too, off of Janesville. I mean, they do all subdivision, but I think because of construction, they do it more now than they used to do it. They're pushing more cars out there.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's a big cost here. I just don't see what else could be done on that point.
Get the PD out there to slow people down.
We've done that. We've got signs out there. I mean, you know, I'm gonna listen again to do it, you know. That's a good fix for temporary. But you gotta have the police on there. In Durham, they wanted more. And I know I went through there, and a lot of times cars are behind me like driving. I know not to speed through there.
Right.
I'm not gonna run.
Right. And the unfortunate part is you can have lights there, you can have a crosswalk there, they aren't going to slow down. And that person who's in the middle of that crosswalk, if they get hit, being right doesn't help them.
I got great compliments from what you put it in, and it really the compliments started coming in after we put that little sign in the middle of the road.
I saw that, yeah.
It made a big difference. You know, I actually even had complaints of people that said, "Why is that there?" It's in my way.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're going too fast. It's in your way. That little sign did more than we have flashy solar lights out there, everything. You know, but I don't know what to tell you. All I know is it's a tough street, and with the curves, like you have to cross over. That's why we looked at that at Test Corners with the suggestion cross over to one side, but first not cross over. It's like to bring it to one side, which makes sense. You want people crossing for no reason, you know, other than they have to because of the option.
Crosswalk doesn't really make anybody stop or anything.
No.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know what,
It
it's
just
gonna
gives you a
resolve
place
the
to hit 'em.
problem.
Well, the crosswalk can make people slow down and turn
It's-
back and forth, just naturally see the lines and the signs. It'll make a difference. How much, I don't know, but it does make a difference.
I,
Only one, I can tell you that one actually makes a difference.
I think it's wishful thinking that people slow down because they see a crosswalk there.
Well, when you see a person there,
Well, they
I've
should
seen-
slow down if they see a person there with or without the crosswalk though. You know, that's,
it doesn't, you know, do that, it doesn't happen, I can tell you that.
Well, on Durham, it doesn't happen if they see. I saw like 4 people, it was a family sitting on their bikes waiting to cross at a crosswalk on Durham, and people were flying by them 45, 50 miles an hour. They weren't even taking a breath. Yeah.
Well, what committee, what's your wish here?
I tell people to please not try to cross during rush hour. That's what I tell all my people. You know, I'm sorry if it's inconvenient, but it's much safer for you and your family. We can get the cops out there as much as we can, but Nope. But I understand the risks.
Bob? What's your wish?
I don't know if it's gonna resolve the problem.
All right. I believe that I want a motion to deny that then. From one of the two of you.
I'd make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. New business to be placed on file? I have one thing. Does anybody else have anything else?
Not I.
I would like to see if we could get a sign put on College, or put on Martin rather, put on Martin just before the curve that takes you onto Janesville, so that cars coming down the same thing, cars that are going in excess of the speed limit, would know that there's a driveway coming up. If there's a sign like caution, driveway ahead, or something
Hidden
like
drive, that hidden drive sign?
Well, the hidden drive is really for the ones that are all in the trees. This isn't in the tree, it's just that it's around the corner so you don't see it.
It would be a yellow marker warning with a T, just to show that there's a access point to a right, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, they go both
Well-
ways out of there, but
I'll take a look at it.
let's see if
and so-
there's some kind of.
Yep.
They asked if we could just somehow alert people to that there's at certain times of the day, again, there's a real problem there with people trying to get out. I know we had the same problem during the construction, and that blinking sign seemed to help a lot there, but I think that's gone now. But,
Got it.
okay, anything else?
Not me.
Then I'd be looking for a adjournment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.